I'm Tom Beckstrand. I'm the rifle and optics editor for Guns and Ammo, and I've had a love affair with firearms that goes back many years. Fell in love with shooting with my dad. We'd go to the town dump and terrorize bottles and cans and stuff. Now you'd probably get thrown in jail for that, but back then it was my favorite thing and taught me to love firearms. Growing up, money was a little bit tight, so I started looking for scholarships to go off to school, and I got really fortunate. I went to West Point, started selection for Special Forces, the Green Berets, on September 9th, 2001. So went in, America was doing its thing, and when I finished 3 weeks later, America was a very different place, and I really appreciated that. We were a country united. I served on a Special Forces A team from '03 to '07 and did trips downrange. I did 2 trips to Afghanistan. Every trip was about 5 months long. I did one in '03, one in '04. Those were both to Afghanistan. And then I went over to what's called a SIF, counterterrorism company, inside of each Special Forces group. I was a sniper team leader there, and I did 2 trips with the SIF to Iraq, one in '05 and one in '06. When you go to West Point that first summer, it's called Beast Barracks. I was there in the summer of '92, so it's been a minute. But it's really a miserable experience. It's hot, and there's lots of yelling, and no one likes you, and there's all kinds of things you got to learn how to do, and it's just a very emotional time, even for a young fella. And so one thing I was looking forward to during that summer was rifle marksmanship. And so they got us all out there, and it was rainy, and the Army can make anything miserable, and they were doing a good job of that too. But it came time to qualify, and out of the class of, I think, 1,200 smacks that we had, there were 2 of us that fired perfect scores. And a lot of that is luck of the draw with rifle, but I had a good day at the range, and I cleaned it, and it took some of the heat off of me. So that was one of the probably my most memorable and my first big victory that came with a firearm, and one that I'll always cherish because it was hard-earned. Got out of the Army, bounced around for about 6 months, and then landed a job as a program manager for a special access program. While I was doing that, ran into a friend, and they got me started in writing for gun magazines, which seemed to me like the best boondoggle that I'd ever heard about. You splash a little ink on something you love and collect a paycheck for it, and the gun writing just kept picking up and doing TV, and now I'm the rifle and optics editor for Guns and Ammo, and I do a lot of work on Guns and Ammo TV, which is on Sportman Channel. When I look at the shooting world today, I see a lot of things that I like. I think guns have never been more mainstream than they are right now, and I'm thankful for that. Now I think we're as fragmented as we've ever been, and if you ask me what bothers me the most about our current situation as a country, I would say it's how divided and hateful we've become. Do yourself a favor. There's a manual that you can download. It's online. It's a messaging book that was prepared by people who want to ban guns, and it's called Reducing Gun Violence Through Effective Messaging. And in there it talks about how to get people, how to divide us, and how they can use catastrophic events to pass additional gun legislation. And what infuriates me is there's nothing in that book that talks about reducing gun violence. It's all about banning guns. If you run across somebody on the internet that's espousing some gun techniques that you don't approve, I see that all the time, you don't have to hate on them. I think the message that we need to deliver is one of inclusion and bringing new shooters and getting people passionate and excited about firearms. I just recently took a buddy of mine. He's a doctor. He's by far my most liberal friend. I love him to death. And he's like, hey, I want to expose my kids to things that I would never do on my own. So we all packed it up and went to the range. And his kids love guns now. Ooh, that's going to be a source of some difficulty and some consternation in the household, but welcome to the Second Amendment, baby. It's a wonderful thing. And so I just, that needs to be where we focus our efforts, is finding people who would never normally have anything to do with guns. Let's pull them in, have a good time, and stop hating on each other in the process.